Miss Gina. My name is Deva Muhammad Hafiz. I would like to thank you for spending your time to be speaking of the interview. Before we start, do you mind to introduce yourself?
Okay, good evening. Let me introduce myself. My name is Gina Cesaria Eka Putri. I am one of the instructors in one of the course in this town, Tanjung Pinang, Effort International English course.
Okay, thank you so much for the invitation, Miss.
You're welcome.
Okay. First of all, we will be starting off our first second on writing. Shall we, Miss?
Okay.
Interpretation to question. Writing. Number 1. As an English teacher, is there any advice to have a good English writing assessment?
Yes, definitely. For every writing assessment, a student needs to get a regular practice. Once they get the flow of it, writing assessments won't be that difficult anymore. It is the most fundamental tip of getting good writing assessment.
Okay, number 2. What is the key point to be taken note on doing English writing?
There will be a lot of important points out there, but I will help you by narrowing down the essential keys of writing assessments. First, read a lot of books. By doing so, you will be able to grab new vocabulary. Second, take writing assessments as your daily habit. As an example, you can write daily journal in English to get yourself used to it. Third, and the last one, share and learn from the other people. You can easily ask tips from your friends. Why write regularly or even write journal?
Okay, thank you. Secondly, we will be trying on the listening second. Number 1, listening. Do you have any tip for a student who don't have any experience in doing listening tip of the question?
Yes, of course. The thing is, there will always be a challenge on every new thing you are going to try. But in terms of doing listening questions, I have a tip for a beginner. A student can easily try doing some sample listening questions on internet, and you can try to choose the level of difficulty based on your current level.
Okay, point number 2, listening. Based on your experience, what is the best way to understand listening question better? Reading.
Thank you so much for asking me this. Listening questions with different level has various type of questions. So, you have to train yourself by doing the easiest type of question. Then you can get this practice on daily basis. Then you can review every answer after you're done doing it. This will help you evaluate and understand listening question better.
Okay, Miss. The third second will be reading question. Shall we try on? Okay. Number 1 is reading. Do you have any special strategy of student to have an efficient reading skill, but yet easy to understand?
Yes, of course. Reading question might sometimes make the student confused as there will be multiple paragraphs given in the paper, but there will always a trick on doing reading assessment. You can always read a paragraph starting by the first line of it. By seeing this, you will get the overview of each paragraph and do this repeatedly on other paragraphs.
Okay. Point number 2, reading. What should students do if they are given a reading assessment but the vocabulary is quite complex?
Yes, this is a really good question. On reading assessment, there will be huge possibility of students getting the most complex vocabulary, and the best way to do it by always having yourself a dictionary and always write down the English words that you feel a bit complex and try to translate it and make each of the words to be a sentence so that you will know how the words are being used.
Okay, and last but not least, there will be some question about speaking section. Point number 1, speaking. Number 1, as an English teacher, do you think it's important to train your student by inviting native English speaker?
Yes, a good question that you asked. Inviting native speaker is really good because it not only helps students enhance their vocabulary, this will also help the students to train their mentality because inviting a native speaker will allow you to learn more, especially during the speaker's special accents.
Okay. Point number 2, speaking. Do you have any advice for a C student to adventure English?
I do have tips for these questions. Sometimes people believe that learning English speaking skill is difficult to some people, but particularly for a shy person, they can start doing a conversation with their close one, like their relative, parents, siblings, and many more. And they giving a support for a shy person is really important. Always motivate them once they make mistake. And one of the most important key, don't make fun when a shy person make a mistake on their speaking practice. This will influence their mentality, which causes them to feel even more insecure to talk.
Okay, thank you so much, Miss Gina. I want a very insightful interview session and such a honor for me to have an opportunity to conduct an interview with you. Have a great day ahead. Stay safe and stay healthy, Miss.
Okay, thank
Good
you.
evening.
Good evening.
Thank you.